What's going on, YouTube? I'm back again with the car you are pretty familiar with on this channel thus far. I hope you guys' day is going well. It is a Tuesday, a very hot Tuesday, I might add. And man, sometimes, you know, when you have one of those hard days of work and oh, what's over there? When you have one of those hard days of work, you sit and wonder, like, man, I wonder what it would be like to just go drive. That's how I feel right now, actually. Granted, this is my lunch break, so I figured I'd take a break and go do a little drive with y'all and talk about what makes me like to drive, what makes me want to drive, what makes me like this car in particular. And you know, what makes this car head and shoulders, you know, better than what the flaws are with this car. And the reason why I bring that up is because, you know, in the comment section on my last video, if you don't know, first of all, get vanilla. That's the best car scent in the world. Excuse the mess. I am gonna get to the vacuum here in maybe a day or so before I go to work. So excuse the mess a bit. I am gonna give this car some tender love and care. But anyways, in the comment section, there was someone who was, you know, basically saying that, you know, why complain about, you know, X, Y, and Z with the car if you, or why buy it, you know, if you're complaining about it. And I just wanted to, I guess, enlighten him or maybe anybody else who's in the market for a vehicle. And mind you, this is just my opinion. I'm not an expert. You know, I've only had this car for a little over a month, but I've probably spend more time in my car than the average person due to the fact that I do work out of town. So without further ado, I'll explain, you know, the things that I like about this car, in which I basically told him in the comment section. You know, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. There's never necessarily a perfect car in a sense, especially at this price point. But there are advantages that this car has that most cars don't have for $30,000, which again, the pros of it, having a car like this is definitely a huge advantage over its competition. And I'm including the Miata in that as well. So, like I said, the things that I like about this vehicle is that you can start off with, oh, well, he didn't wave back. Maybe I'm not Subaru enough. But you can start off with just this car, right? I got the base model, bare bones, nothing crazy about this car in particular. But the way that this car can transform, you know, as far as you know, modifications go, that is a huge advantage on the competition. Now, Miata also has a huge, the MX-5 has a huge modding scene, which again is why people love those cars, is because, you know, you could simply just make your own car out of that specific car. Not everybody's car rides the same. I just watched a video today with Tedward. Shout out to Tedward, one of the guys that actually got me into wanting to make videos like this, and also Q to Chaotic as well. Very intelligent guy, and seems very well experienced in stuff like this. But I just like that you can mod this thing the way you want it, right? And I plan on it. Like I've mentioned in my last video, I want to mod the car. I'm just trying to look for the perfect setup that I want in particular, like get some ideas off of people. So I'm always on YouTube scouring how people are building their 86s right now. And right now I think I pretty much got an idea, and also thanks to the heck thanks to Toyota themselves, right? Like they are, sorry, I just got in the car, but my shifts are pretty bad right now. Haven't been driving all day. But Toyota with the new 2024 Trueno are definitely helping me out with my build as far as like what I'm looking for. Obviously Brembo brakes, now I can get those options from Toyota, which is really good. And some what do you call it, like the racing stripes on the back, the black and white stripes. It looks like you can get those options as well. The wheels you can get option, but I think I have another idea of what kind of wheels I'm gonna get. But you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg with this car. Some people are making more power than it really needs, in my opinion. And you could also do that. Like, this car is at 220 horsepower. It feels quicker than that, not necessarily faster, but again, you're like one of the fastest people on the road at this point, other than, you know, muscle cars like Camaros and Mustangs and stuff like that in a straight line. But having the advantage of being very, very quick in a sports car is what I think brings the fun into a sports car. Being quick is just the beginning. You know, if you want to be fast, obviously you go get the engine tuned. But for me, this is just going to be an ultimate street car, somewhat, you know, how could I say, part-time track car, full-time street car. There we go. That's what I was looking for. This is a part-time track car, full-time street car. And I plan on getting another car. Well, I might use the Miata. I'm still on the fence about that. I might use my Miata as a full-time track car. But I kind of want this built mainly for the street and then being capable to go on the track. So again, I can mention another thing, like, this is an unpopular opinion though, and I think it's a pro. Being that this exhaust really sucks out the box if you don't get the premium version with the GR exhaust. Having the piped in noise, which I know a lot of people don't really like, but I dig it. I honestly, I dig the piped in noise. I don't really care about it too much as other people. It doesn't really bother me. I actually don't mind it. And again, obviously it doesn't sound anything like the outside, because the outside just seems like you're a ghost, right? The exhaust is just probably one of the last things. I'll just turn right here. One of the last things you're worried about when you're passing a car like this, bone stock, you know, base model level. But I think overall, the way you can mod this car, the way you can customize the car to make it your own, definitely gives this car a leg up on most competition. And the other thing that I do like as well from a $30,000 car is this track mode. Like, track mode is pretty fun. Like, I don't see how people don't like this gauge cluster. You have a plethora of information that I don't quite understand just yet. As far as, I mean, it's the oil temps, the engine temps, all that's pretty obvious. But you know, lap times and stuff like that. I plan on doing some time attacks with this car, racing against myself once I kind of get used to you know, performance driving a bit. So I plan on doing a lot of learning with this car, and I guess I can definitely top this video off with saying this car is a good car for learning how to performance drive. And if you're looking for a base model vehicle, you know, to not only be a sports car, but teach yourself how to drive as if it was a race car, I think this car definitely is head and shoulders above heck, even the Miata, just because you could also take a friend with you, maybe two, because I fit two people in here on the right side as well, the passenger and the back door, well, the back seat, or what, rather. You know, taking somebody with you or fitting 4 tires in the trunk is a huge advantage over the Miata or anything around this price level, like an older Camaro or something like that. And this car looks better than all of them, in my opinion. And looks, when you get a car, you don't think it's ugly. You get it because you like the way it looks, and you would be hard pressed to find a car that looks this damn good right out the box. It gets looks and it looks good. That's a huge advantage for a car like this. And you know, to the fella in the comment section, you know, don't be discouraged by when you see these videos saying that they dislike something. Honestly, it's just minor gripes and complaints. This car is, for its price point, I would say it's a 10 out of 10. Obviously, if it costs more than $32,000, I would definitely be more picky about certain things. But for a $30,000 car, and obviously the lineage that this car holds, being the 86, you would be best to buy this car, because I think you can definitely hold a lot of value with this car as well. If you keep it in really good shape, and say if you wanted to just have it for a couple of years, I think you can, I wouldn't say you wouldn't get a return of investment, but I think that you can get almost all your money back going to a dealership, trading this thing in if you wanted to. As for me, I plan on keeping this thing. I plan on giving it to one of my kids, because they'll be driving here in about a year or so. So I plan on keeping it long term, paying it off, and handing it down to the kids, and you know, let them learn how to performance drive as well, because I think that's a huge advantage, you know, giving them a car that's already ready for the track and ready for performance driving out the box. So, but anyways, with that being said, that's my opinion, man. And all you guys who are out there on the fence, obviously you look at the bad things for a car, but you also look at the good things for a car, and then you determine for yourself what you believe is valuable to you or not. Now, the oil RTV issue may not be as valuable to you if you're not going to a track. You just want a nice looking car that has a back seat. You can take this, you know. But if you want something that can do a little bit of both, and eventually they will fix the oil issue, the RTV issue with these cars. But you know, with that, I would say, you know, develop your own opinion about it. I would just take ours, us being on YouTube, as a suggestion. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And I think I am done with this video, and I'm out. Peace.